Okay, it's the 56 Ford F100 Custom. It's a half-ton. This one here is full custom. It's got the flip forward front end and suicide doors. And pop one of these doors open. It's got the little suicide doors on it. And this one here has got a really weird engine. It's good. The vehicle's called a Camry, but the engine in it is a 427 single overhead cam, twin carb high-rise intake style. I'm assuming it's from the 60s because I've very rarely ever seen one of these engines. So it's also got an LMS.
So it really wouldn't have fit in with it. It wouldn't have been made in the 50s then, likely, huh?
It might have, but I think it looks more like a newer style. Cause I don't think they were messing with overhead cams that early.
Okay.
They might have. I don't know. I'm not into V8s too much, but I do know a little bit about them.
I noticed it's got a modified truck bed on it too, with the cover.
The back of it pops up there. It's all.
Yeah, really nice. You definitely wouldn't want to use this for hauling.
No,
scratch up the surface.
It's just a show truck.
Yeah.
It looks like it's got like a newer Mustang interior in it, and that's by the way the dash is shaped.
Yeah.
But the engine itself is around 425 to 430 horse. I don't know exactly the specs. I'm just going by what I've heard. That's pretty much all I know about it.
Okay, what's the next one here?
Let's see. So, 57 Chevy ProStreet. It's a hard top model. It's got a, well, originally it said it had a 265 in it, but it's obviously not. It's got a, looks like a big block. You see the carburetor sticking out. It's got a full roll cage in it, of course, typical ProStreet, which most ProStreet vehicles, depending on what class they are, usually they're up around 600 cubic inch. They blocked Chevy or Ford motors. This is obviously a Chevy, but usually horsepower numbers, they're depending, like I say, depending on what class, if they're nitrous or supercharged or whatever. This one here's got a full blower setup on it. It's probably what do they call that?
8 seconds?
It's probably an 871 blower of some sort.
Oh, okay.
It looks like, yeah, you can tell it's a big block. But
well, the horsepower would be on something like this, done it this way.
Like I say, depending on what class, it can range from anywhere from like 1,000 to 1,500 horse usually.
Yeah. You have to wet your pants racing against one of these puppies.
Yeah, it just depends on what class you're in. If you're in a vintage class, it could, only be around 600-700.
I doubt these would be street legal, would they? Or barely?
If it's classic, if you can get around with the historic plates, then you can drive it.
Yeah, use it to get away from the cops.
I've actually seen ProStreet cars on the street out in California if they're old enough, because they have full historic plates on them.
Okay. What's the next vehicle here?
Next one looks like a 62 Ford Thunderbird Custom with a Course 427 in it. That's a Cobra Jet motor.
Yeah, I think that's a burnt orange, I think is what it said was, the color scheme on it. These are all pretty much concept cars, what people wish these cars would look like in their dreams. And sometimes you can, some places will actually make them look this good. You can for 20 grand, you can sometimes get a modified car to look just like one of these, and really, really nice. And sometimes for 30 grand, you can have all the engine done up, and it's, it's a pretty nice ride. You can use it for a lot of things.
The seats flip up on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, this one had a hard top, but I like it better. I think it looks better with the convertible. Yeah, it looks a little nicer. My favorite's the '64 Thunderbird, but this is the closest I can get. It's a '62. What kind of engine do you think it's got under the hood?
It's got a 427. I'm not really sure. I assume about 4.25 horse, depending if it's been built or not, because it's. You never know with these custom cars. It could be a completely built engine in there. It could be pushing up around 500 horse, but you never know. But going from a stock standpoint, they're probably 427, 425 horse.
Yeah, this one I think was also again with similar to French style taillights on it.
No, those are actually stock. They look pretty much stock.
Okay.
As far as
it said something like that on the description of the replica, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
All these were high-end replicas we got for about $125 a piece through Danbury Mint and FranklinMint.com. So if you're ever interested in collecting these, I collected a lot of these during the 1990s, and I collected over $4,000 worth of them, so I kind of had to slow down a bit, and they're just getting all over the place. And I've got 3 boxes full of these replicas, so I could do this for quite a while. But I just wanted to showcase a lot of the really cool ones that I thought were just so neat and wish I could get in real life. Because it's kind of the poor man's car collection. Okay, well, this is Wario 7793. I want to thank my brother Mike for really knowing a lot of this about this. We kind of come up with about 50% of the data on this on these cars, and he collects a couple of these, but he doesn't have as many as I do. But he collects more plastic models, and we'll go ahead and wrap this up. And this will be the true last video that I do. Our next showcase will showcase some G.I. Joe variation figures that my brother collects. And thanks for watching. Up.